She's probably gonna ask you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 9th episode in the White Collar Players Immersive Mod Series. Today's show has a lot in it, including a new companion and many pieces of camping equipment. We believe you will find today's episode incredibly entertaining, so please sit back and relax while we get the show rolling. True Storms by Fading Signal is hands down the best immersive weather overhaul available on the Nexus. This massive mod contains several new weather types such as dust storms and radiation rain, as well as new visuals and audio effects for every single weather type. To complement the intense effect of these storms, this mod also includes new sounds for the interiors of buildings where you would realistically hear the effects of the weather outside.
Dugout Inn has got some cold ones.
The latest version of True Storms also applies these changes to the island of Far Harbor. When installing with Nexus Mod Manager, you are given several different options. For our game, we chose to add support for Far Harbor and 4 times radiation damage in the glowing sea to increase the feeling of an inhospitable hellhole. We also chose not to change Far Harbor's radiation damage because we used Deadly Fog, which we covered previously, to make those adjustments for us. We also chose the earlier sunset option to make the day and night cycle much more similar to the real world, and the no heavy fog option because we personally don't think that it fits well in the game because of some errors it causes with textures and distantly rendered objects. Lastly, we also installed the optional file to add support for the Nuka World DLC. For the console players out there, this mod is available for both PS4 and Xbox One. With True Storms in your game, you can expect every change in the weather to draw you into your character's experience and impact the way you approach different scenarios. Going hand in hand with True Storms, we have Darker Nights by Unforbidable. Much like the title implies, this mod aims to make nighttime much darker, both indoors and outdoors. Included with this change in light level is a new mechanic which adjusts the enemy AI detection algorithm. In essence, it will be easier for you and your companions to sneak around at night, but it also means that enemies will be harder to see unless you have night vision. There are 7 levels of darkness to choose from when installing. We selected Darker, which is the second darkest option. We also chose the options to add support for all of the DLC and compatibility with True Storms. For the detection level, we chose Automatic because it came recommended by the mod author. We also left night vision as it is in the vanilla game because we feel it matches real-world scopes the best. Lastly, we installed the optional file to fix the fog glowing in Far Harbor, which means that the fog on the island will no longer emit its own light. A fantastic mod by Unforbidable, we look forward to sneaking around in the Commonwealth's realistic darkness. Originally born in the Mojave, Ellen has spent the subsequent years traveling around the remains of North America. After recently completing a stint in the capital Wasteland, she has arrived in Diamond City to ask anyone who is able for help on filling in her map of the Commonwealth.
So, what do you say?
Sure thing.
All right, time to explore them.
Should you choose to accept her offer to travel with you, you will be treated to fully voiced discussions, full companion interaction options like commands, trading, and romance, as well as interesting remarks about different locations. Ellen does have her own personal quest, which starts and advances based on how much she likes you. We don't want to spoil too much about Ellen's story, so you'll have to talk to her on your own if you want to find out what she likes and dislikes. Ellen is an amazing new character to have in the Commonwealth, and her introduction to your game is flawless. Fortunately for console players, Ellen is available for your games as well. We also chose to install the optional file for full dialogue support, which is still in beta. Fantastic work by Guicool, and we are very excited to have a new companion to chat with during our travels. Insignificant Object Remover by AKcelsior attempts to boost your frame rate without any noticeable changes to your game. The way this mod works is by removing procedurally generated grass-type objects which aren't really grass at all. These objects are tiny rocks, twigs, underwater plants, and other such things that you don't really notice and cannot interact with. The mod page has some good side-by-side images, but it is hard to notice the changes at all, which is the point of the mod. Its purpose is to remove these imperceivable objects so that your computer's resources can be put to better use on more important things. While many new computers may not need this mod at all, we are a big fan of anything that can help our game run more smoothly without degrading visuals, and therefore we chose the full option when installing this mod. For those on console who are wanting some improvement, this mod is available for you as well. Insignificant Object Remover is a fantastic tool by AKcelsior, and we are grateful to have a small boost in our performance. Button-lowered weapons by JackArbiter gives more control to how you hold your weapon, both in first and third person. This mod does replace one which we previously covered called lowered weapons. While we did enjoy lowered weapons, JackArbiter's version is more up to date and offers more control, which we are a big fan of. We would like to give a big thank you to Ackland Swandar, who introduced us to this mod in the comments of episode 7. With button-lowered weapons, you can bring your weapon up to the firing position either by pressing the reload key or by hitting the primary fire button. To move your weapon to the lowered position from firing, simply hold the reload key, and to put your weapon away completely, hold the reload button down again. Great work by JackArbiter. This mod perfectly adds an immersive new way to carry your weapon of choice. Perhaps the most important mod we will have for immersion in our game, and a personal favorite of ours, we have Campsite-fadingsignal. This is an incredibly impressive mod which deserves its own video. However, we will attempt to provide a good overview of what it has to offer. After acquiring the camping book, which can be found in the root cellar in Sanctuary, you are able to craft various items that can be used for camping anywhere out in the Commonwealth. If you choose to install support for AKcelsior like we did, then these items will be found in the other section of the Armorsmith workbench. These include 3 different types of tents, some sleeping bags, a few dog beds, different colored cloth walls, a fire kit, a cooking pot, a lantern, a GPS beacon, and a folding chair. To deploy these items out in the field, first you should find a somewhat flat and clear area, and then open up the miscellaneous section of your Pip-Boy. Select the item you wish to deploy, and then press the reload key to drop it. The item will then appear in front of you. Tents will allow you to sleep even for a full night's rest if you install the optional patch, which we have done. You can also attach a lantern to the tent, provided you have one in your inventory. Sleeping bags will also allow you to sleep for the full amount of time when you place and activate them. Placing a fire kit will provide a burning fire that will last for about 4 hours and can then be replenished by activating it and adding another fire kit to it. If you have a lit fire and a cooking pot in your inventory, you can attach it to the fire and it will allow you to cook items like any other cooking station. Placing a dog bed will give dog meat a place to rest that he will actually lie down and sleep on. You can also pet him once you have placed it. The folding chair simply gives you a place for you or your companion to sit around the fire. Finally, placing the GPS beacon will place a marker for your campsite on your Pip-Boy's map. A great feature of the mod is that your companions will hang around and interact with the campsite like they realistically would during your travels. Despite all of the amazing features of this mod, it is very lightweight and does not noticeably impact performance. For those of you on console, this mod is available in a slightly more limited version on those platforms. In our opinion, if you only install one mod to improve your game, Campsite is the clear choice. It is unparalleled in simple design, yet incredible performance, and gives you a newfound freedom of exploration in the Commonwealth. While it is already difficult to ask for more from this mod, one item we would love to see added to the list of camping gear is a duffel bag that can be placed and used as safe storage so that you could store some items and then journey onward, later returning to your campsite to collect them. But the author has stated that there will be more updates to this mod, so maybe that will be included in a later version. We give our sincerest gratitude to Fading Signal for this fantastic addition to our game. Well folks, that concludes our show for today. We hope you have found at least one item to include in your load order, and please don't be afraid to leave feedback and suggestions in the comments. Thank you very much for watching our episode, and please remember to leave an endorsement for any mod that you download and enjoy.